Forestry in West Africa, and the story of trees in the European imagination. Visitors from Europe, when they saw a savanna landscape, an ad hoc mixture of grasses and trees, they initially thought that the region had been deforested, and that those trees that were there were the remainders of what was once a great forest. And the colonial powers, because of this line of thinking, imposed often quite draconian measures on controlling the exploitation of forest resources. The way they approached it was particularly alien to local production. They often formed, both the French and the British, a forestry department and a separate agricultural department, which is very different to local production. Trees are often part of the production system. The trees will be left growing in the field, or perhaps even purposely planted, but they're an integral part of their overall production system. They're not different. Now, some of the laws were particularly harsh in parts of Guinea. The death penalty existed for anyone cutting down certain trees. And the forestry resources, particularly of the southern countries in West Africa along the coast, were of immense economic importance, and there's a large trade in these resources. So it was in the interest of the colonial powers to control these. But when it comes to the savanna lands, where the forest ends and the grasses start to appear amongst the trees, this is where the Europeans had a problem. They just kept seeing trees where trees didn't exist, and not understanding why they didn't exist. And there was a strong misunderstanding of the landscape. And recent research in Guinea has shown that these islands of trees are not remnants of a former forest. They are actually trees which have been planted by people in what was once purely an open savanna region, completely opposite, and around people's houses, and in the remains of villages which have moved on, in the richer soil in those regions from midden heaps and all the detritus from living, had actually provided a rich focus for trees to grow in. So there was a fundamental misconception of trees there. Understanding of savannas has increased recently, and fire, which was so often controlled strongly by the colonial powers and by the post-colonial governments as well, is actually a key factor in the ecology of the region. Savannas are affected by 5 determinants: water availability, fire, herbivores, and anthropogenic events. And that's 4. I can't think of the and availability of soil nutrients. But how these 5 factors interact and create the landscape is going to vary across time and space. But fire was so often controlled, as was human activity, and also grazing as well. All have been controlled by governments and states without proper understanding of the dynamics of the vegetation. The Europeans have so long continued to see the trees where the trees do not necessarily grow.